Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Easter! Resurrection Sunday is now here, and we are celebrating here at Center for Practical Spirituality. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And let us go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and find, it's like I was chit-chatting away. That's exactly why. So let us go ahead and get started, and let's say our statement of being together. God is all, both visible and invisible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. And so it is. Well, you know what? It's like perfect divine timing. I have to say that I am enjoying the cooler weather. My feet were not enjoying the cooler weather last night, but today I'm enjoying the cooler weather. We really needed the rain, okay? So we have to be happy with what we're getting. Let's go ahead and get started. Today we're celebrating our, it's a wonderful new day. It's New Year's in many senses. You know how on January 1st we had New Year's? Well, in reality, we should be celebrating New Year's, on spring equinox as well as today, because this is where our beginnings are at. This is where, April showers brings May flowers. Exactly. So today on Resurrection Sunday, what we are kindly being reminded of is that we have the opportunity to do our lives all over again. So the color for our liturgical day today is going to be either white or gold. Why? Because of the fact that we have the purity. There is purity at this very moment. We are purified. We are sanctified. We are in that moment of being able to understand that we have a clean slate all over again. So let's go ahead and get into today's wonderful Uplifting the Soul, lesson. Being of the light. The heart is a shrine where all prophets reside. The heart is the shrine where all prophets reside. Zarat and Inyate. Treatment is an action in thought alone. Treatment. What is treatment, ladies and gentlemen? Whenever you state, so for instance, let's say that you're that you're in pain, or let's say that you are struggling financially, or let's say that you are having a moment in time where there is health issues. That treatment that you're going to be doing ends up being, it can be in thought and action alone. So for instance, you're doubting something. Okay, let's say that you're doubting, it's kind of like, instead of thinking of, oh my God, I'm so afraid of this war. Oh my goodness, I'm so afraid of this war. Oh my goodness, there's only war. Oh my goodness, we're going to be getting into an argument here. We're getting into an argument. Okay, so pause, stop, in the name of love. So you want to stop, okay? What did Jesus say whenever he was out in the middle of the river or in the middle of the ocean? And then he woke up and there was a thunderstorm and everybody in the, the apostles, they were like, ah! And what did he say? He goes, peace be still. He commanded it. Okay, so you are going to command, you're going to get still, okay? And you're going to say, perfect divine health in me, through me, as me. Perfect divine health in me, through me, as me. Take a deep breath. Perfect divine health. Perfect divine health. Through me, in me, as me. That's a treatment. That is a treatment. Whenever you pray for someone, because let's say that someone is really needing prayer, they've been in, it's like they weren't able to sleep, they weren't able to get clear. So right there and then, you're saying, thank you. Thank you, Creator of all. At this very moment, we are now having and seeing this person in perfect divine peace, of heart, mind, body, and soul. Perfect divine peace of heart, mind, body, and soul. That is a treatment. And treatment is an action in thought alone. It opens up the avenues of thought, expands the consciousness, and lets reality through. It clarifies the mentality, removes the obstructions of thought, and lets in the light. You know, have you ever been in a closet, right? You're in a closet and all of a sudden you're looking down and all of a sudden you can see a little crevice and there's an itty bitty little speck of light. And that is your hope. You're like, oh, there's a light. And then you're able to go, and it's kind of like an approach. And then you're able to open the door because it's like, oh, that's where the light is at. When you can see the light, even if it is as small as a mustard seed, you know that you can still move mountains. Because in reality, it is a molehill. So remember that. This morning, the light of my being awakened in me. But outside, it was still dark. Do you know that every time that you open up your eyes, that is an awakening? That is a moment in time where you are realizing that you are God in action? So, as I entered my meditation practice, the light shined ever brighter, welcoming the rising sun outside our window. I greeted my son and my wife, and they awakened, and my light increased when it was added to theirs. So, as you continue to have others, their energy also comes together with your energy. And if your energy and their energy is full of love and joy and peace and perfect harmony, then guess what you're going to attract more of? But if in the morning you wake up and you're a grumpy monkey, and then you attract other grumpy monkeys, and then you go to the convenience store and there's a grumpy monkey attendant, all of a sudden it's kind of like, oh, I can't stand it. And hold it. Peace, be still. And you go back to the light. It is up to you what you decide. Today is a new day. I was thinking of the song, oh my gosh, what was it this morning? I woke up thinking about it. And the song, whenever I went looking for it, didn't have, it's kind of like it wasn't fast enough for me. Oh my goodness. It's not I Will Survive. It's another song. Anyways, it'll come to me. And so when I was thinking about that particular song, it was like, oh my gosh. I was full of energy. I knew that I was the light of the Christ in action. It was Resurrection Sunday. It's kind of like He has risen. It's kind of like, and all of a sudden, it's a new day. It is a new day. So what are we going to do with this new day? What are we going to do with this new opportunity? What are we going to do whenever we attract others that are going to be just as happy and vivacious and full of love like ourselves? What you're going to do is you're going to be that beacon of love and of light to all those that are needing to actually find the light, because you are the light of the Lord in action. It continues here and it says, and my light increased when it was added to theirs. As I entered my workplace, seeing patients and the people I work along, I shared my light and they did with theirs. We created a unique experience never seen before in the history of the universe. When I entered the store to purchase groceries, each person I passed shared light as I shared mine with them. When I answered different phone calls, emails, messages throughout the day, technology transmitted light, which traveled great distances. When I reflect on loved ones who have transitioned, their light joined mine, and mine joined theirs. A reminder that presence is not limited to the physical form. As I prepared for rest, the light within me was bright, yet I still found a place to drift into sleep. Even in sleep, the light was there. I am the light. Ladies and gentlemen, today is Resurrection Sunday, and the light of the Christ is in you, through you, as you. Go and be a light to the world, because that's exactly what Jesus, the man of Nazareth, wanted for us to remember. Here at Center for Practical Spirituality, we know that each person that we encounter is a blessing to us, and that we are a blessing to them. When are we going to accept and acknowledge and choose, to be even greater than He? That was Jesus who was inviting us to be even greater than Him. And so today we're being invited. I am a powerful and valuable light in this world. When are we going to embrace this truth? When are we going to start at accepting, embracing, being in our authenticness? Ladies and gentlemen, please be reminded today that what you own and what you have is a body. It's not the soul. You are the soul. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And today, Jesus says to us, it's kind of like, I have resurrected. The slate is clean. Enjoy life to the fullest. Go and love and be love. And be a blessing to all people, and allow others to be a blessing to you. Stop limiting yourself. Stop saying, oh, well, maybe I can. Oh, well, maybe I can do that. No. It is now time to embrace our wonderful truth that Jesus, Jesus died so that we could actually fly. So that we can go beyond the limitations that the Romans and the Jewish people were placing upon all of us at that time. We are being invited to fly like an eagle, do the impossible, because impossible in reality is I'm possible. When you say I can't, then you won't. But the second that you say I can, I will, it gets done. So where are you? You can choose heaven on earth, or you can choose hell on earth. Which one are you choosing? Because I know what I'm choosing. I know that I refuse. To be, what is that? There's that, oh my goodness, there's one, it's a statement that I usually say. Hold on, let me think about it. I refuse to be misery's company. I refuse to be misery's company. Because, I don't want a grumpy monkey with me. It's kind of like I'm already, in the morning, and it's kind of like I have to look at myself and go, hi, good morning, Katrina. And I'm like, oh. So I refuse to be misery's company. I am going to be joy. I'm going to be love. I'm going to be happiness. And that is what the Christ consciousness is asking us to embrace, to go beyond the limitations that have been imposed upon us. Instead, now be unlimited. So, with that being stated, what we're really saying is, I am a powerful and valuable light in this world. Each and every one of us are a wonderful beacon of love and light to all that we meet. And may we be able to, shine the light so that others can see the truth about being love in action. That's what today is about, that resurrection. So here, in his Son, the Father sees us, and as his Son, he gives us place. Jesus said to all who through understanding could receive it, you are the sons and the daughters of God. My Father is your Father. My power is your power. Lord, I believe. And what do we believe? We believe that we can do greater than he, because that's exactly what he invited us to do. So please don't dim your light to make others, happy and like, oh, well, it's kind of like, Katrina, you're just too much. Well, too bad. I'm not going to dim my light. Why should I dim my light just so that you could feel comfortable? How about, I continue to be a light to this world. And it's kind of like, instead of me joining you, you join me and get a little uncomfortable. It's okay. That is my job, to make people uncomfortable. And I've just come to accept that. That many times it's kind of like, I am here to speak and to say what needs to be stated out loud. I sometimes don't like it. But you know what? Today is a day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And I am glad, because on John 1:16 it says, of his fullness have all we received. And you are complete in him. Who is him? If it's not source, infinite intelligence, divine mind, we are complete. God isn't just out there. Jesus isn't just out there. The Holy Spirit just out there. Buddha just isn't out there. It is, Christianity is not a religion. It's a way of life. Bernard Cook, who was one of my professors, may he rest in peace, stated that many, many years ago. He actually was at Vatican Council, so that's how old he was. And he goes, Christianity is not a religion. It's a way of life. It's a way of life. Believing in a creator, believing in a higher power than yourself, and knowing that you're connected to that power, knowing that you are part of that divine plan, knowing that you are the blessing to that other person, knowing that many times, here you are seeking and asking and knocking and saying, oh, it's kind of like, is someone going to come and help me? And many times it's kind of like, guess who's going to help you? You end up, let me go ahead and say this, like today last night I was up and I was like, okay, you know what? If anything, I'm going to go ahead and go, because we're going to have some food in just a little while. And so I was like, oh my goodness, gosh, okay, let me go ahead and look. And I was looking and I said, well, if anything, I said, I'm going to go ahead and go, and I'm going to, hopefully this place will be open. I know it's Easter Sunday, but they'll be open. I'll go ahead and I'll go there and I'll get the food and da-da-da-da-da. Well, guess what? I didn't even have to do that, because someplace else had an abundance of food, and guess what happened? They went ahead and they blessed us for today. I mean, the only thing I had to do was accept. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. I mean, and that's why, and the second that I received it and everything, I was walking, going to the truck, and I was like, thank you. And I actually told the person, I said, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. I said, because it was a little cumbersome. I said, but the universe already answered it for me. He goes, well, I'm so glad that we did. And I said, well, I'm so glad that you had a lot of, of an abundance. And literally, it's just enough for us, those that are here today. And we'll still be able to celebrate, even if it is small. When you believe in miracles, miracles do what? They happen. Miracles happen on a daily basis. The only thing you have to do is seek, ask, and knock. And Jesus, the man named Jesus, paved that way. He's our greatest metaphysician. He showed us how to live life and how to command and how to be able to seek, ask, and knock, and to know. And to the I am spirit, be able to create. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Resurrection Sunday. Thank you so very much for being here. And I look forward to next Sunday with you guys. We are going to actually hold your tithes, your offering, and your prayer requests. If you have any special prayers, put it into our, into the thread. And so right now we're going to hold those tithes and their offerings in our hands, and we're going to say together, divine love in me, as me, and through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that we receive. And so it is. And so it is. Ladies and gentlemen, have an absolutely fantastic and phenomenal phenomenal Easter day. You know, I know it's a little rainy, but that's okay. Not a problem. You enjoy the rain. It's here. It's for us. It's replenishing. And April showers are going to be May flowers. So have a great weekend and have a great week, and know that you are a blessing to all people and all people are a blessing to you. I'm ready for a miracle. I'm ready for a miracle. I'm ready for a miracle today. I've got my mind in tune for one. I'm ready to experience one. I'm ready for a miracle today. My mind is open, ready to receive it. My heart is opened all the way. I do accept a miracle. I do accept a miracle. I do accept a miracle today. I do receive a miracle. I do receive a miracle. I do receive a miracle today. Very good, very good. Yay! See you guys next week. Bye.